Everybody. Once again, welcome everybody. And here's Oreo saying hi to you all. He's cold and he wants to be in my lap. Okay, so today's tool is exploring the energy of knowing. Most of us have been taught to believe what others know. And what others know comes from a belief of making what they've experienced or what someone has told them real and true, instead of asking, what do I know? It's like no one ever taught us to ask, what do I know, around any situation. We were given answers. We were told what others know. We were told what is right. We were told what is wrong. We were told how not to do something or how to do something, instead of looking at an energy and being the energy of, and asking around that energy a question like, what do I know? What do I know? What do I know about anything that you find yourself stuck with? It's like, knowing is a way of being in the world. It is not, it is not about, it's like a way of being in the world. There's no doing, there's no proving and knowing. If there's a need in your world to prove, if there's a need in your world to prove that you are right or that you know, it is no longer a knowing. It is a conclusion and a judgment. Knowing has no judgment to it. It's space. So when you ask a question like, what do I know about money? What do I know about my body? And if, you are diagnosed with some ailment or some disease or something, or if you're labeled as, schizophrenic or bipolar, or that you have ADHD or ADD, all those labels which people love hiding behind doors, and they don't want to talk about it because they think it's so wrong and so bad and so evil. But if any of you have had that, in your world where you've been labeled as one of those, or somebody you love really has been labeled as one of that, don't buy the label. Because the moment you buy the label, your body hears it, your being hears it. Instead, ask, what do I know about this? Is this true for me? Is this true for me? Knowing is you always living in question. Knowing is your willingness to explore what is true instead of to believe what is true based on how others live their life, or based on how others have created a life, or based on how something turned out for somebody. When you do that, that's when you actually stop perceiving what you know. So a tool that I really enjoy playing with, which also gets me to exercise my muscle of trust and gets me to trust myself way more, where I don't need people to tell me, where I don't need someone to tell me that my choice is right or wrong, or what I did was right or wrong. I know. So even if someone tells me that, this is what he did and this is what she did and you don't know about it, oh my God, it was so wrong and so bad, I listen, but then I ask, what do I know about this? What is true here? Is this true? Is this a lie? And what is true for me may not be true for somebody else. But if someone is telling you something and your knowing is that it's not true, you can always ask in your head, start to say truth, 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 truth in your head. Don't say it aloud, you can run away. So in your head, say truth, truth, truth. And you'll be surprised the truth just comes out of their mouth. And they turn around and they're surprised at how the hell did I do this, Because when you say truth, they have to speak the truth. So I know I went to different topics from somewhere to somewhere, but that's just where the energy took me. But I am, again, going to talk about knowing, and I will talk about the truth also. So when you know something that is true for you, there's a lightness to it, there's a space to it. And what is light for you is true for you. So what do I know? Is this true for me? Yes or no? If it's light, it's true. If it's not light, it's a lie. When I say light, I mean space. It's like you feel expansive and there's this energy of just um, of no solidity, you know. And when something is a lie, it's heavy. It's like a contraction. It's like you feel contracted and you feel like, you're being, it's almost like, when you sit like that, it's almost like that heaviness, that, body stooping and that energy from everywhere inwards coming into you. Whereas lightness is an expansiveness outside of you. And when it's light, it's true for you. When it's heavy, it's a lie. So what's true for me may not be true for you. What's true for you may not be true for me. But what is true is the truth. When you say truth, truth, truth in your head, the next person has to speak what is true. It's a great way of catching your kids from telling you lies. It's a great way of rumors and you believing them. It just gets you to start to know what is true. And when you start to believe that, when you not believe, but when you start to trust that, and anyone around you can tell you, that's not true, but this is how it happened, and this is not how it happened. But when you know it's true and you trust your knowing, there's an energy of strength that you show up as. And this tool of asking, what do I know, is what actually sets you on that path. So I'm going to ask you all to play with this tool for the next 24 hours of what do I know? What do I know? Yeah. Generally, we go to thinking. We generally go to thinking and understanding. And then we try to, we like, oh, this is what happened. And this is why it happened. In knowing, there is no why. That's how you know that what you know is true. Because you can't explain your knowing. There is no why. You have to think to understand the why. And thinking is the lower harmonics of knowing. So this, my friends, will really set you free. And it's like, I love the way Gary says, if you're thinking, you're stinking. Why is that? Because when you're thinking, you have to go to the past. And the past is rotten, it's stinking, it's old, it's stale. Let it go. It stinks. Let go of the past. If you're going to carry the past into your future, and if you're going to think how to do something in the future based on the past, based on how things were, based on your past experiences, you don't allow yourself to know. You can either know or you can think. What would you choose? For me, knowing is way lighter. So that, my friends, is for today. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Bye, guys.